Hello, and welcome back to Blades in the Dark. Things are starting to fall perfectly into place as we make our little crew stronger and stronger. Look at those wonderful chickens. Go ahead and open that door in the background. Faction relations in the background, as that is incredibly important, and we shall head into Stinky Room. Greetings.
Yellow.
Also, yes, the second faction that definitely doesn't exist. Where y'all? 6 Towers? No, Silkshore, right? Yes, they are. Camille and Caro are both in 6 Towers in their Gemini Tower. And you
Definitely doesn't exist, huh?
definitely doesn't exist. No one knows about it.
I mean, not yet.
Wink.
I mean, if you're assassins, you prefer that to stay that way, right?
Indeed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alrighty, bits and bobs are beginning to fall into order absolutely wonderfully for us. A quick reminder, in terms of how much rep we need about, effectively, 2 more sessions, which is wonderfully convenient for us. Kim, I do believe you had a plan for today's score. I want to call everything a heist, but...
I did. I wanted to commandeer a building to start up an orphanage/school, which in retrospect is super on par for me because it's very reckless since it's kind of a asset sucker.
Indeed. I'll ask. So obviously this is going to be turf. Go ahead and open up the Twilight Triad crew sheet and look at the little turf chart. Which of these do you want it to be? It doesn't necessarily need to be connected. The game just recommends it. So obviously it's an orphanage.
Oh, I thought it had to be connected.
Yes and no. It connected for balance reasons, but you know we're nearing the end, so it's okay.
See, I'm kind of thinking a group of kids could also be used as like mini little spies.
So you mean not the drug den?
Why not now?
Not the body disposal hole?
I mean, we already have plans for the infirmary. And we do also want a body disposal, actually, but that's a different thing.
Eventually, yes.
All right, so looking at our options,
We could
which
also
one?
do them as lookouts, I guess.
Yeah.
If you want.
Which one do y'all like? Oh, look out! Ooh, you're like, oh, shit, what are they called? I'm only thinking of Conan.
The rats.
The Sherlock Holmes Baker Street boys. I don't know. I don't remember what they're officially called. I'm blanking on it.
I think that's it.
But that is exactly what I was thinking when I thought that.
Detective boys. And a Yumi. All right, so that definitely works if you guys want to go that route.
Sure. I don't think I have anything planned right now anyway. Aside
Well,
from train cards, but that's a long-term project anyway. So.
Indeed.
yes, I say that's fitting.
All right, perfect. So we're trying to take a building and turn it into a lookout. It's going to primarily be an orphanage. It'll just function as that mechanically. So...
Desmond is going to make the stipulation that it has to be profitable in the long run, so...
Oh, of course.
I mean, if we use these little kitties as spies, it's going to be profitable eventually.
Yeah, but also a forward-facing, profitable way, because nobody trusts a completely normal orphanage that does everything for the good of the people.
You're probably right about that.
So I don't know, make it a trade school as well. We can raise them to be our train work people thingies.
Yeah, in terms of...
Our labor force.
Oh, God. I mean, realistically, in terms of facing forward...
Child slavery, that's something else.
Yeah, of course.
It works for me.
I mean, it could effectively be a school, and you're teaching them skills they would need to have, so it's not that weird.
Exactly. No, it fits. It works.
So the exceptionally skilled ones get special lessons.
Yes, that too.
Yeah. And they can help us with, hey, go watch that guy, and I'll give you some candy.
I mean, we have to grow our crew somehow, right?
Indeed. The sneakier kids, they have a future with the clan, maybe. Alrighty, so now the big question, from where are we taking this, and from whom?
I almost feel like this orphanage should be centralized if we're trying to grab kids from all over.
I mean, yes, well, at the same time, good luck getting an orphanage working in Charter Hall, yeah, that's the one.
If you want, oh god, we're just building this pentagram, aren't we? If you want it in Charter Hall, it is close to, I mean, there's bridges that lead there. Charter Hall is vast. There's a lot going on there. You know, that's where Aaron Watt and Kim were going to school.
We could do it to the top edge of Crow's Foot.
Near the wall? Oh, you mean on Crow's Foot,
Crow's Foot definitely don't look like us, though, but...
Half of them do.
They don't what?
Well, they are neutral to us at this point, but...
Yeah.
We have a history.
You mean our very first session?
Yes.
To be fair, that's basically everyone's first session, so it's fine. Actually, realistically, top is east on the map, so that's near the Red Sashes. They like you.
Do they like us?
They don't not like you. You got a sword back for them.
That's true.
Whether it was real or not, that's up for debate, but
And we can always make this mission related to them to suck up a lot more if we're, worried.
So the only group that doesn't like you is probably the Light Blacks, but it's less they don't like you, they just don't like anybody.
Yeah, well, I see their warehouses right nearby.
Yeah, that's kind of just who they are. Also, not sure if I mentioned it, but I did increase Ulf's general likability towards you guys to 2.
And that's because one of my crew members decided to pledge herself to his war.
There's a street called Kid Way.
Oh my god.
It's perfect.
Where is it located now?
On the crow's foot, top left. Like, very top left.
Ah, you are correct. It's next to Black Goat Court. That doesn't sound evil at all.
No, of course not. And also, Deadly Sin Lane is connected to it.
Why is it next to Kidway? Next to Murderer's Alley. This is a great place for an orphanage.
Next to Stranger Street.
I mean, the kids will know to be good. Next to the Devil's Bridge.
On the other side, there's Murderer's Alley.
Oh, this whole place is called the Devil's Furnace.
And the Devil's Bridge. And the Devilfish Canal.
They have a cute little theme going on. I can appreciate that. Y'all can dump it wherever you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be here. It doesn't have to be like in a specific location. We can just say we're going for, the edge of Charter Hall or the edge of, Crow's Foot, and then we can, single it down from there. The primary question is, who are we taking this from? That's the most important thing.
Where's our primary hunting grounds again?
Our old one was in 6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours in the docks.
But we have extended it, yeah. Like everything with a turf is basically our hunting ground, right?
For that direct area, yeah. Yeah, so if you were to do something very close there, that's your hunting ground. Basically, it signifies you playing safe.
Would it be better to have a orphanage in our hunting ground?
Entirely up to you.
I mean, the orphanage would become our hunting ground.
Yeah, so you wouldn't want them, I guess you do want your businesses and such to be relatively close by. You don't want to be too far, but that's totally up to you.
Yeah, but in that case, Crowsfoot's closer to the docks.
I mean, we could also just take another one in Charhollow.
You guys are already doing work there. Roland Watt's already lending you guys money, so that makes perfect sense. Primary question is, who are we taking it from?
Why is it so hard?
I mean, if we're taking it from someone, it's the brigade, obviously, then.
Oh god, the firefighters.
Yeah.
I love the little pictures of House on Fire that they probably started. Also known as Sally's from Salamanders, their ancient name. Honestly, it's so funny to me.
I'm still rooting for Crowsfoot.
Okay, is there someone in particular you want to poke in Crowsfoot? The Crows and the Red Sashes are neutral with you guys, so if anything, you'd be wanting from the Lamp Blacks. They are a bit lower tier than you guys. Well, not lower tier. They're the same tier as you guys, so.
Does Kim want to get revenge on them?
Remind me why I would do that?
I mean, they were the ones that, in the first session, threw, knives in your face.
That's true, and I totally missed my crotch shots. You know what? Yes, I want revenge.
They are the reason for your first trauma.
Are they?
Yeah, that was the first session. Remember you went alone into their warehouse, and you had to fight everybody off by yourself?
Oh, I didn't realize that's where I got the trauma.
Yeah, then you got zapped.
Well, yes, definitely.
Alrighty. So we'll be stealing a location from them. Do we like that area near Kidway? That works for us?
Yes.
Most excellent.
Hey, kids, just find Kids Way if you need a new place to go and food and teaching.
If you want a future.
Kid Way, find your future. And can this be some sort of team up with the other two gangs? Because we don't want to make an enemy of everyone here, or else this orphanage isn't going to go so hot.
I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't mind if we hit back at the Black Sashes. They currently have a quote-unquote peace treaty, but that's about it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Which we also brokered, by the way.
Hey, they have a peace treaty, not us.
Well, we also did it to get our rep back up with them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we were. Kind of want to schmooze up to the Red Sashes more. I mean, a school of swordsmanship is super useful to be friends with, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Sure. They can teach some swordsmanship at the school as well.
Exactly.
Alrighty then. Well, the three of you are able to move on in here. Are we going to request help from the Red Sashes or the Crows? Both of them, like I said, are fairly neutral with you guys, but you have helped them in the past.
See, I never like to request help. I always I'll do this for you if you give this to me, kind of thing.
That definitely works. Who would you be going to, and what are you asking of them?
Red Sashes, whatever they need.
We have indeed helped them in the past, so it shouldn't be too bad.
We will be making our orphanage dangerously close to the Gondolier's headquarters.
Oh, is there Gondolier headquarters there?
Yeah, Tangletown. Should be, I believe.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still not entirely sure we want to wipe them out.
I would prefer if we would make a deal with them, I guess, but
That would be preferable.
it depends on how they react to our business, I guess.
Alrighty, so if we wish to approach... I'm trying to think if we've spoken to anyone.
No, I think we spoke with them through the crows.
I believe so, yeah. Because that was the main thing I was looking for. Okay, not too big of a deal. How are you guys representing yourselves when you go to the Red Sashes? What's your lead?
Honestly, just ask them to come over with a representative to our tavern thingy.
Okay.
We are too big to go to them. And also we get a +1 to dice with consorting for that.
Indeed. We'll say you definitely invite one of their folk on over, as per usual, through the grapevines, speaking with various folks in the crows and say, hey, how's the situation looking? Still rough. They're still in their forever war. You can tell that of the two, the Red Sashes are definitely trying to calm things down more than the Light Blacks. They both want to fight. The Red Sashes do not want the fighting to stop. Their version of stop is removing the Light Blacks entirely. So they are both indeed quite violent, but it's much easier to work with the Red Sashes, as you guys have in the past. So they'll go ahead and send a representative on over to your group, and you meet with someone by the name of Pharaohs. And in terms of our tavern, how's it looking now? Have we spruced it up a little in that time?
Definitely.
I mean, hopefully, yes.
Excellent.
Look at this time, like the jukebox is actually working now.
Awesome. It's only partially cursed now.
Exactly. The menu is nice and broad, and if you have the money, you can actually buy chicken there, maybe, or eggs.
Perfect.
I mean, we leave it ambiguous so they don't suspect us, but
Of course. At around the appropriate time, you see an individual walk into your tavern. They are quite tall, lanky, wearing a very slim jacket with their chin held fairly high. They definitely hold an air of some authority. Looking around a bit, they are taking in their surroundings. And are the two of you working or waiting somewhere?
I think at this point we're just, I don't know, upstairs or something.
I think I'll be waiting tables.
VIP table.
Yeah.
Perfect. How do you respond upon seeing this individual enter, Kim?
Do I recognize him, or am I waiting for someone to introduce themselves first?
As you give them the quick up and down look, you can see that they are brandishing two fairly nice looking pairs of swords, which would lead you to believe they're probably with the Red Sashes.
Hello, are you here for the meeting today?
The individual straightens their slightly too small pair of glasses and looks down towards you, Kim, straightening their somewhat thinning blonde hair. They look down and says, yes, I'm here to meet with... what did you guys say, group-wise? Did you give them a name or your group?
I think it's probably for the best if we keep ourselves a bit hidden this time.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Like we don't immediately want to have the lamp blacks jumping on us.
So would you just go by
just
names?
go by code names and stuff like that, I guess.
Sure. And they say, yes, I do indeed have a meeting with two individuals today. The owners of this facility, I'm led to believe.
Yes, follow me, and I'll take them to where Desmond is assumably waiting.
Perfect. They give you a smile and a quick bow.
Imagine it's like a slightly elevated area with a good view of the bar area.
Perfect.
VIP seating.
They head up the steps into the VIP lounge. They give you a quick bow, Desmond, and offer their hand for a shake.
I'll stand up and give them like a good shake.
Perfect. They smile at that and say, it is an absolute pleasure to meet with you. Will it just be the two of us today?
I'll reach out my hand and say, nope, me too.
Oh, excellent. One of many hats.
That's why we have.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I assume we want to just get straight into business.
That would be most profitable, yes.
Most excellent. And what are you suggesting?
Well, we are in need of a little bit of space in Crowswood. And we happen to like you guys.
I do believe we've
So
done
we
business in the
figured-
past.
One way or another, yes. We figured, you want to get rid of the lamp blacks. And we aren't, well, on the best of terms with them either. So figured you might make a deal.
Well, I'm listening.
And of course, we aren't a fighting force, so to speak, but we can leverage some power and move them into a position where you can take advantage of. Make them hurt where it, well, will last, so to say.
Quite intriguing. From what I've been told, you tend to follow through on your deals. So this could very much be most fortuitous for the two of us. What precisely would you need from us? Manpower?
Depends on what you need done.
Well, our list is quite extensive, unfortunately.
Our skill set is broad, and while we prefer not to, go to the direct confrontation, if there are specific areas, businesses, people you need to have taken care of, we can deal with that.
And I'd prefer something with an impact, just to prove how far we're willing to go to make this relationship work.
Excellent. I was going to say slowly chipping away at one's enemy can be somewhat satisfying, but well, at the end of the day, it does not accomplish very much.
Yes, it's far more fun to dig out the gravel underneath their feet, isn't it?
Precisely. We've been at this war for quite some time. I don't see it ending anytime soon, but any extra footholds will indeed assist us.
Exactly.
You said you're looking for territory?
Yes, we already have a general idea of where we want to have it.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can provide us with a suitable location.
Wonderful. Do tell. Precisely where would this be? Somewhere in Crowsfoot?
Yeah, right off Kidway.
Yes, I do believe they do run operations around there. May I ask what you'll be using this building for after you've evacuated the current tenants?
I'll look at Desmond. Do you think I should tell?
Desmond just has a very wide smile. An orphanage, of course. And he won't say anything more than that.
Ferris narrows their eyes and kind of lifts a finger and says, "So I don't know you. This could go, well, I wouldn't say one of two ways. One of a possibly troubling multitude of ways. When you say orphanage, I know you're attempting to be vague, but I would need a little more information on that."
To start off, an actual legitimate orphanage.
Really?
Yes, I've seen too many kids running around, particularly of my own race, and I'm tired of it.
Understandable. I assume you have clients ready for said orphanage?
Well, I had some kids who were interested in learning to read a few days ago, so I'm going to start with them.
You'll be teaching them?
Yes.
You would be surprised what kids are able to learn at their age.
And I believe wholeheartedly in reading skills and all sorts of teaching.
I agree. Under whose bankroll would we be doing this?
Partially our own, and, well, not to name any names, but we're well connected.
Wonderful.
Yeah, to start up our own.
Oh, you won't need to oust anyone. That's perfectly acceptable. Our goals might actually coincide. We've been having issues as well recently with a few children that are fortunately now orphaned. Would you be willing to take them in?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Wonderful. And to further this, what if I were able to offer a teacher, one that is still somewhat new, but suited in the art of the blade? Could you take them in as well?
Absolutely. The next step was to look for teachers. If you're offering, I'm more than willing to accept one.
Very much so. We've run out of a safe place for them. And, well, the teacher will be up and coming, so don't expect them to be a professional or anything. But you see, we're trying to keep families together. And this war and the general life here is making it incredibly difficult. Trying to fight people off and, well, difficult to raise a child when you're fighting for your life. Especially when I don't necessarily have the skills to raise one properly. I'm not good with children, unfortunately.
Yes, Duskfall is rather harsh on those, and sadly enough, there's plenty of people here that want to punish the children for their parents' sins.
Yes, that is precisely what we're currently running into. We've lost far too many parents, unfortunately children as well. They wish to get in, they want to engage in this war far too early. Troubling age, truly, and they attempt to mimic what they see the adults do, and it's all quite grotesque. I understand what needs to be done, but I would rather not involve them in this war. But I would like them to grow up and learn the ways, of course. They don't necessarily need to put the sword arts into practice necessarily, but it is a tradition that I would like passed down.
See that? Starting with the basics.
Of course.
Giving them a chance in life. And, well, you'll see where they end up, I guess.
And I do believe your views align with my own.
Good. I do believe a rudimentary form of self-defense is required for most. Specifically, self-defense. We do not need to use it as aggressors. Unfortunately, I'm speaking from a place of hypocrisy, but, well, that's neither here nor there. And we are not planning on doing anything unscrupulous with the children, yes? They are indeed to be taught and treated rationally.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
It is, of course, important to take proper care of them, for them to grow into distinguished individuals.
Good. Besides the teacher we shall be loaning to you, we'll probably have a few others that will keep an eye on things. I assume that won't get in the way of your plans.
Should be fine.
We trust you, but
Sounds good.
I'm sure you understand.
Of course.
Excellent. Well, on that.
I mean, as long as the ownership of this orphanage doesn't come into question.
Of course, it is entirely yours. We just want to make sure our future is in good hands. I do trust you, but it is only the two or three of you. I assume you have other members. Some people tend to get quite rowdy. And, as I mentioned, children are not my strong suit. My form of discipline tends to be a bit too harsh and sharp, and I am aware I need to restrain that, but...
Kim frowns.
Yes.
One thing I will mention. The plan for this orphanage is for it to be a free place. One where, regardless of background, you can be safe. Have a future built for you. You do not have any issues with this, I hope?
I do not know. This is precisely what we are shooting for.
Good.
They smirk at this and say, well, that's absolutely wonderful. It seems our goals coincide. Your group, though, this will not be an easy building to procure. Of course, it will be under heavy guard. How precisely are we excavating them?
You said it's owned by the Lampblacks?
Correct, yes.
Can you tell us anything specific about what's going on there?
Oh, that is a wonderful question. Where did you say it was again?
Kidway and Black Goat Road?
Let's see. Gods. You know, I actually believe that might be... I think it's a halfway home between a glass factory and some sort of warehouse. So this will hurt them quite a bit, in terms of profits, of course.
Which is going to make them very angry.
Indeed, yes. Subterfuge is not our specialty, so I'm not sure if you want to get your names out there.
For now, probably best to not.
Well, that's entirely up to you.
Or at least not wide and loud.
Of course. Unfortunately, you're definitely going to need some form of guard. We are indeed in their backyard. Taking this building won't be something we can do simply or easily. But if the promised future that you're laying before me is indeed true, one to be trusted, then we can help offer guards. I can't tell you how quickly they'll give up upon trying to take back this building, but if we can split their forces and their attention, well, they might lose interest in this location. Long-term project, of course, but something we can look into.
It'll slow down taking children in out of pure safety reasons, but it's worth looking into.
Of course. You'll need to
spend some time gathering resources to build the actual orphanage anyway.
Precisely. And, well, I tell you right now, they are 100% going to ruin those plans. So you'll need all the protection you can possibly get. But if what you promise is indeed true, we will send as many of our errant children that we have and any various teachers and supervisors. The teachers, after they are able to position themselves in soundly, will require some form of payment. I assume we can provide that?
Yes.
Excellent. Good. Well, as long as we understand the threat, we are more than willing to work with you.
Sounds like a deal then.
And we'll wheel our way back to my original question. How will you be procuring this building from them? They won't go down without a fight. They can be quite nasty.
Yeah.
He suggested distracting them somewhere else, right?
This person's, Pharaoh's is down to do whatever y'all want to do. So their main language is definitely violence. He's primarily saying, if you guys can, after you've procured it, they're going to try to distract them so that they don't want to come back and get this building by screwing at them elsewhere, basically to annoy them enough to give up on it after you've acquired it, but you need to get it first.
Oh, the red slashes will do it.
Yeah, they'll help you in basically pissing off the Lampblacks.
Okay.
As far as the building in question is, like, what kind of building is it? Is it like a warehouse or something, or?
Yeah, Lampblacks, they very much want to go back into that to the best of their ability. So it is indeed a glass factory, most likely where they make lamps and such. Also decent storage, so it's gonna stank. Definitely gonna need a little bit of cleaning, but they do a pretty hefty amount of business here.
I feel like whatever
Honestly,
happens in there, we should take it and sell it.
Sell it back to them.
Or I don't know, repurpose it or something.
Yeah.
honestly, we could also just set the thing on fire and, like, the entire building, set it on fire and make it look like the salamanders did it.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Because it is pretty close, right? Yeah, it's like their territory and then the bridge to Char Hollow.
Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere. However y'all want to do it, that is definitely an option.
Is there plausible
Is there a
reason why the
relationship
salamanders
to
would target them, though?
Yeah.
Money, resources in here. This is definitely a hot spot to steal some shit. It's just there's a lot of people working here, so the three of you busting in will be rough.
Could we make it seem like the salamanders want to forcefully take over all the lampblacks? Because, they both have a thing with fire, apparently.
That large of a turn might be a bit much, but it's not uncommon for them to not necessarily set buildings on fire at random. There's definitely some reason to it, but, there's no reason to say they wouldn't choose this building. So
in that case, what kind of things do they store in that warehouse? Oil, maybe?
Yes, glass, oil, metal, things of that variety. Things for making lamps, basically.
Yes, I'm sure the salamanders could use stuff like that to make incendiary explosives. So, maybe they just want to loot everything.
Yeah.
In that case, we're going to want to make it a kill, steal kind of mission.
Basically, yeah.
All right, well, you're going to have to talk me into not leaving a TikTok knife.
That's fine. We're going to burn down the entire building anyway, so they're going to have to find it first.
All right, but then instead of that, we're going to need some sort of salamander. Hey, we were here marking, not just a fire.
Yes. Do they usually leave something behind?
Or do they have like an outfit that's been seen?
Realistically, they set the fire themselves, then they put it out, and while they're putting it out, they just steal shit. It's kind of how they function.
That's hilarious. So, okay, in that case, do they wear uniforms?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we could also just try to get them to actually do their business with the kids' way.
Ooh, can we give them a tip off that there's some really good stuff in there?
I don't see why not. That's your guys' specialty.
All right, this tip off is gonna be real good though.
Maybe at the same time, tip off the lampblacks that the Sallies set this up and are trying to steal their stuff. A little too late. It's already burning by the time they hear the message. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely too late because you don't want it ruined.
Yeah, as long as they hear it, they hear it. Remind me, the bonus is +1 consort if you're in the tavern here.
I think so. Yeah.
So, both consort and sway. So, if one of you wants to roll this, I'll go ahead and let you do so. This can basically signify how much help you're going to get from the Red Sashes, and you guys reaching out. So, are you going to tell the Red Sashes that you're going to basically use the salamanders to feign dangle this, and they can help with that?
Yeah, especially if they have any tips or tricks off or that we don't know.
I would probably say it not in so many words, but we can set something up between them and a different party, and honestly, let yourself be surprised. You'll see. I think you're gonna like it.
Perfect. Go ahead and just roll that standard, risky standard.
I mean, since it's the same anyway, I think Kim can also roll if she wants instead, since this is her plan.
Yeah, it is consort or sway, so you get whatever your dice is. Standard risky +1. In this plan, success. Excellent. So with that, Kim, you guys are able to thoroughly convince that this is the plan we want to be running with the Red Sashes. You let them know about all this backstabbery we're going to be doing and all this setup they're going to be doing, and they let you know that, hey, this is a good enough plan. We'll go ahead and get some of our people to help in that. So, with a little bit of feign dangling, there won't be any cost to this. They won't need any extra resources from you guys, and you won't need anything from them. Instead, what will happen here is it'll take, a day or so, but they'll spread some rumors and such that basically say, hey, on specified day, you guys would be, you'd be remiss to, miss this opportunity to swing on by and, do your business at this particular building that has some product that you guys might want. So prior to this burning desire, you can definitely roll gather information. I can answer any various questions before we move on and do what we need to do.
I'm thinking of using our informants to gather information.
Yeah, partially they're the ones that are leeching out.
Actually, they're already helping anyway because they have the +1 to gather rolls.
Yep. Yeah, they're already based off of what Kim rolled there. They're already kind of going off and speaking with salamanders and whatnot, getting all that set up. So,
and I also get a +1 from my thingy, so that's a +6 total.
Another success. Alrighty, and with that, you can effectively ask any question for the gather information, essentially what we're trying to plan. So what do you guys want to know about this building or anything that could possibly bite you in the ass?
We are actually having the Sallies come here, right?
Yes.
So they might, burn their more down. How good or bad are the salamanders about, collateral damage?
They don't seem to care too much. They're in it for profit. Definitely in it for profit. In terms of how much collateral damage we're going to see, I'll probably do a fortune roll. If you want to add to said fortune roll, you guys can probably pay them off a bit or promise to only burn this portion.
if the warehouse is like connected to residential areas, I would probably make up some bullshit to get people away from there. But
Very much that, yeah. You're going to want to clear the way, definitely. Something else is you guys don't really know necessarily where they store various, goods inside this building. So the Stallions don't really know where to set the fire. They're just going to kind of do it. So if you want to have someone kind of not stealth in necessarily, but maybe through a window, get a peek of like, hey, start the fire here so you don't burn all the oil and just blow the building up. That could definitely help.
yeah, we definitely need to find out like a good way to get the Stallions to become interested in the warehouse anyway. Like, do they usually go after, I don't know, gold, treasure, just money, anything that's worth anything at all?
Yeah, legit. It's straight up just a looting and extortion racket. That's essentially what they do.
Oh, they don't even care if it's not high value as long as it's worth something.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And
as
if
long as
they
it doesn't get destroyed too much by fire.
Yeah, so the thing is, if they burn the building down, they don't get shit. So the fire is more of a pretense to go in the building and steal shit.
So I guess the best way is to have someone go in and see if they can steal like an inventory, and then I don't know, doctor some random numbers behind it. Like, yeah, this shit is worth a lot.
I mean, that sounds like a you and me thing.
Yeah.
I'll steal you, doctor.
Sure.
Say I can have our little crew do it, or you guys can do it yourselves. Totally up to you.
I want to do it.
We using your disguise kit, I would assume.
Definitely.
Being as good as you are at this, you guys have been watching for, I would say, some time. I won't even ask what you want to roll because I know what you want to roll. This will indeed be, I'll say, a controlled position, and we'll start it at risky. I'll probably ask for two total stealth rolls. We won't dwell on this for too long. Kim tends to go off on a lot of solo missions that take a while, so
Unfortunately.
it's okay. It's okay.
You want to do the group roll?
Are you going to doctor right inside there?
I mean, I can. I have like a forgery kit, so.
Would it benefit us to leave the documents there, or are we trying to show them to someone?
Yeah, we probably want to steal them, but also not leave any evidence behind that we have been in there, I guess. Nah,
well, your paranoia is going to keep me from making mistakes.
I mean, what I'm wondering, would this paranoia make him go with you, or would it make you, make him stay away, basically?
Totally up to you.
Think.
Like, probably make him go with you. Like, in the off chance that we get caught is higher then, but it doesn't matter.
All right, if you want to go ahead and roll with her, you're more than welcome to do so. Just roll prowl.
As an assist, as a group action, or?
If it's a group, just roll prowl. If you're assisting with something,
we are going in together anyway, so.
Yeah. So if you're doing something to make her stealth better, you can roll whatever that is, whether it be consort, maybe you're distracting somebody. You can definitely do that, and it will just kind of increase her effect.
You know what? I can do a study roll and see if I can find like their dossier area.
Okay.
Study the maps or something, because I do also have the blueprints.
Yeah,
you can, at least.
You can definitely do that if you want.
So I'll try to find the place where we need to be, and that would make it an assist.
You can either a setup or assist, your choice.
No, I'll just do a setup action. Is it right?
Yep. Setup means you roll it up, and depending on your success,
just normal.
Perfect. Okay, so straight up with this, Kim, he's able to kind of document the various areas where you need to move around and whatnot. So I was essentially saying you would roll this as controlled risky, or not. Wait, whatever. My brain isn't working. Anyway, I will tell you, Kim, that this area is fairly packed, and you know that moving around here at the speed that you need to get in, get the documents, and pull them out, it's going to be a little risky in terms of drawing attention to yourself. And it won't necessarily draw heat to you, but it will raise their overall awareness, which will maybe make the next steps you guys attempt a little more difficult. You can either roll to resist this, or, like I said, because you're in a control position, you can just re-roll your prowl, attempting to get a higher state, but you'll be knocked back down to standard.
All right.
Do you want to do that? You're on low alert, so either low alert or re-roll.
All right, sure.
Perfect. Yeah, technically your first roll was controlled. Okay. So with a pure success, Miss Kim, you're able to move in, taking all the advice that Desmond offered to you. You know which areas to avoid, and while they are incredibly busy, they do occasionally take breaks. And you know the room that they frequent the most. After some time, you wait for a few people to pass, you kind of give them a quick nod, a quick wave of like, yep, oh yeah, huh, hard work today, huh? They move by the furnaces, and you see people, stacking into various boxes and such. There's a lot going in here. They are very clearly always moving. And while there aren't guards everywhere, everyone's armed. Like, you don't have to ask. They're definitely mid-work, though. Everyone's working up a sweat. It's rather warm in here. Unsurprising. Soot basically cakes the ceilings. It's going to be fun to clean this place. but you're able to stealth up to essentially the foreman, the boss's top room. And you do know that he's currently in there enjoying a lunch. And this is where the documents are that you need.
I mean, I wasn't supposed to go in here and kill anyone, right?
No.
Can I just find a safe hidey hole until he's done with lunch?
You very much can. That's entirely up to you. I will say, because there are so many people, you'll have your usual, but I think also keep you at standard risky for now.
Why did I come in here during lunchtime?
Because they're distracted.
Is he by himself?
Yeah, you can see through the window. He's by himself.
Would it ruin the plan if I knocked him out?
Not necessarily. Depends how you do it.
Wait, does school have telephone?
No.
Like landlines?
No, not well.
Okay.
we wouldn't. Maybe the rich folk,
basically
yeah.
anything to like call up on your manager and have them come downstairs because something's going wrong.
Does he drink tea or anything?
Oh yeah, you can't tell what he's drinking, but he's got a little semi-cracked cup as he's munching on a not so great looking sandwich. Very distracted reading something as you look through the window.
Can I bring him something with a sleeping powder in it?
You are more than welcome to do so. Yeah. Do you have that powder on you?
Always.
Excellent.
All right, I will. I will fetch something to bring him as a refill.
Wait! I need stress anyway. I can flash back to have that in his coffee or something.
To have prepared a drink for Kim?
Yeah. So basically, we know that around this time he's probably going to be knocked out.
Sure.
Aha! Perfect.
So that'll be one stress, Desmond, for that.
I was going to prepare to have it like in his coffee already. So basically, that by the time Kim gets there, he is probably already asleep.
How would you have done that?
Is there like a communal coffee spigot everyone takes coffee from?
Yeah, do they have like a coffee vending machine?
If everyone falls asleep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say, do you want to affect him or do you want to affect everybody? I guess is the question.
It's gonna need to be put in well timed though, in case they take coffee multiple times a day.
He is like a foreman, right? Surely he has like his very own unique coffee blend in like the back room or something. He doesn't drink the same dribble that his workers do.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I would just like go in as the daily coffee refill guy, the maintenance guy or something.
Okay. So that will require a roll if you want to have this already prepared. It'll be a little dangerous. I'll still say one stress to do it. I say if we're stealthing in, you can roll that if you wish.
I was thinking like plain impression view, just have like the I mean, I do have a disguise kit, so I can just like steal someone's work clothes or something.
Yeah, definitely.
And basically go in as a maintenance guy that refills the coffee every week-ish. Janitor.
We can definitely go with that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like make some small talk. Like, yeah, the guy is sick. I'm filling in. Bullshit my way in, basically.
Sure. You tell me what you want to roll, and I'll tell you the position.
I mean, obviously, can I consort my way in?
Okay. In terms of chit-chat, to get past everybody, and also to do the action, I'll put it as desperate, but standard effect. Just because this is super dangerous, but it's 100% going to work.
I am going to push myself because I want the stress anyway.
Okay. Obviously, the consequences
are extremely paranoid right now.
Yeah, so the consequences are obviously people noticing or being like, no, there's no guy today.
So desperate, right?
Correct. Alrighty, go ahead and mark experience. And let's see. So it definitely succeeds. I'm not going to reduce effect. What should be the complication, though? I know. You're able to do this without any issue, Desmond, whatsoever. You get kind of a question of like, aren't you a little early? And it's like, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm ahead of schedule today. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. So you're able to kind of move on over the cover. Like you're pretending to like mess with all the machines and make sure everything's like functioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Like,
so
if anything, he'll try to actually do his job. But
yeah, sure. And you're kind of messing with that. And I'm not going to require a tinker roll or anything for this. It's all relatively straightforward. You're just putting sleeping powder specifically in the boss's terminal. So you're kind of messing with things, pretending to work, and no one's paying attention to you. You were incredibly convincing. And, you know, you finish your fake work one, you finish putting the sleeping powder right where it should be, and you turn, exit the room, and upon leaving, you see him from across the way, the actual repairman, wearing the same uniform you are.
He's early too, huh?
And he sees you from across the way and kind of gives you a look of like, as he sees you walking out the room.
Oh boy. Like, are we going to basically walk into each other at this point?
Oh yeah, it's almost impossible not to, and you can tell his step was but up. Then he sees you and kind of pauses, and now he's on a you can tell he's walking straight towards you, a little faster than he was before. You definitely put a pause in his step.
You know what? I'm going to do the Desmond thing and keep bullshitting my way through here.
Excellent.
I'm just gonna like give you a slight wave, walk up to him. Hey, how's it going? I thought you Didn't you hear you had a different road today?
Different what now?
Yeah, apparently Victor, random name, is sick, and he needed you to run his route.
No, I didn't hear anything about that. What were you doing in there? I don't recognize you.
I mean, yeah, of course, I'm not usually from this place. Usually I go all the way to Char Hollow.
You knew?
Started about 3 months ago, you know.
Which terminal you work out of?
Would Desmond have known something like that, like stuff?
Partially, yes.
And I think your paranoia would have looked into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably.
Yeah. So you don't need to come up with a name on the fly. Of course, you can just say, you tell me something semi-reasonable. I'll also ask you if you're continuing to bullshit. I assume you're going to consort some more.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep you in the same desperate position and standard. And he's very like, not really feeling this general situation. We'll put it risky standard, not desperate.
You know that the terminal near Flens's Way?
Slowly nodding.
It's hidden away next to the river. It's kind of a shithole, honestly. The RR.
I've not run orientation there in a while, so it might be why I don't recognize your face.
Maybe. It's mostly new. Like, they've been doing some groundwork there, apparently, expanding. So that's how I landed the job there.
He's just kind of slowly nodding along as he's listening to you. Go ahead and roll me that consort.
Lots of new building there, you know.
So he's still kind of thinking to himself, huh?
Well, either way, I've done the job already. But if you want to go inspect it, that's fine with me. I gotta move though. I have an appointment with the other building.
Okay, he nods at that, and giving this guy a quick look, Desmond, you can tell he's very by the books, and if he touches and messes with the machine, it should still function, but you know, upon looking into their business, part of their maintenance is to flush the machine and then reset it, which you definitely don't want him to do. So he doesn't really seem to be kind of in a hurry, but you know he's going to go by the books. And he kind of he looks around and kind of like scratches his, I was already a little late. Shit, you said it's already done? Are you sure?
I mean, I double checked. I mean, the one in the back has had some issues lately, hasn't it? I fixed that up. It's working fine now.
So you can tell he kind of believes you, and half of him doesn't necessarily want to mess with it.
You could pour some coffee for him, let him taste it.
You could show him that it's working. Obviously, don't lock him out. But you could also kind of pay him and be like, hey, bud, like, I got you, you got me. Not necessarily take the day off, but like, you can head to your next place. You can trust me, et cetera, et cetera. You're kind of getting the vibe from this guy that he might accept a bribe. He seems tired. Like he's already ready to clock out.
You know what? You seem tired. How about I grab you a cup of coffee to prove it to you that it works?
Yeah, sure, why not? And he kind of follows you back. Are you demoing the general coffee or the boss's coffee?
I'm definitely demoing the one that is like the powder in it.
Okay, perfect. He kind of gives the machine a look over, and it's not perfect. You basically just kind of open it and pour the stuff in. It looks about the same. It's a little dirty. He says, well, you kind of missed this part here a bit, but
I definitely need some cleaning, honestly. I didn't have the tools for that yet. Like I said, the business just opened, honestly.
Oh, God, we're going to really need to talk to them about that. Cleanliness is quite important.
Honestly, you should have seen, like, the back room there. They're missing, like, half the equipment. I had to buy the spanner myself.
He seems very just, like, just tired and, like, kind of...
Trust me, though. I know what I'm doing. I've done this for, well, a few years before I started working here.
Yeah, he's buying your story, but he's very, very out of it. So he kind of takes a sip and, I mean, it tastes right, so you got that part correct.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters, does it?
Yeah, he shrugs. Like, true, yeah. Huh.
He's, like, slowly fading away. I'm gonna, like, slowly nudge him outside, basically, with a story.
As he takes a sip, he's like, yeah, initially he was going to sit down and, like, possibly fall asleep there. But you're kind of, like, telling him, like, let's head this way.
I was gonna look at my watch. Oh, well, gotta go. It's already 10 past.
All right. What'd you say your name was again?
The name's Harry.
Harry. All right, Harry.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I'm not here to write you up or anything, Harry, but you're not in trouble. But the folk that are supplying you and getting you all set up, I'm gonna have to give them a talk. You and I can catch up.
Honestly, I would appreciate that. They kind of left me in the dry.
Yeah, it's a long day. Is there a chair or something to sit around here or something? I'm really starting to... I'm not sure that coffee was any good. And he's kind of just like leaning against the wall and just like humming and thinking to himself.
Let's get back to your cart and I don't know. Surely we can check the coffee if there's anything wrong with that.
He begins to kind of go back to his little cart and hop on in, but it starts to hit him pretty hard, and as he gets closer and closer to the cart, he starts to kind of going a little boneless and like stumbling. He's trying real hard to wake up, but you're a good like 10 feet away from the cart, and he looks like he's about to just like eat shit and fall over right here in the middle of the street.
I'm just gonna like strap him into his cart so he doesn't fall asleep and like tuck him away somewhere where he isn't fully visible so he can get a good night rest as I slowly hum songs that help him sleep.
Okay, he's
and I'm just gonna walk away.
very, very, very much out of it. You do get a couple weird looks of like, was he dragging is that guy dead? So there's a few people staring at you like, what?
I'm what's it called again? When you lug around the corpse.
Weekend at Bernie's?
I'm basically Weekend at Bernie singing the guy.
Yeah, you're
like
definitely
holding him up, talking to him, making him move.
You're definitely getting some weird looks. I'll say rather than the coin being the consequence, I'll just add one heat of just kind of general suspicion in the area of like, was that guy dead? Was he knocked out? What's going on? And then he kind of goes off. It's like, oh, I mean, I guess the cart's moving. He's must be driving it. So, oh, well, that's fine. Doesn't bother me. And a few people kind of like give you a look of like, you good? And you kind of just like wave back and I'm like, oh, everything's fine. And with that, everything seems to be peachy keen and just okay. Kim, you know, around this time, the drugged coffee that only the boss should be touching is indeed still drugged. Machine ain't as clean as it could be, but that's perfectly fine. And waiting by the door, you see the boss kind of take a bite of the sandwich, and he gets a little woozy and kind of, oh, I need more coffee. And he kind of just chugs the rest of it. And looking into his hand, she takes another bite, and he just like holds the sandwich against his face. And he's like, almost like he's kissing it. Like he's just like moving his jaw and his mouth as if he's taking a biting and chewing motion at the same time. And slowly just like leans forward into the sandwich and just face plants into the sandwich onto his desk.
I feel really bad about the sandwich.
It didn't look very good. It's okay.
All right, I'm going to sneak in, find the docs.
They're not locked away or anything. They seem to be kind of off to the side. He was actually probably about to work on it in just a second. You're looking for inventory?
Yeah.
It's right there. Were you planning on stealing it?
Yeah.
Okay. You can very much do that. He's completely out. At first, you're not sure if he can breathe as he's inside sandwich right now, but after a couple seconds, you can hear him kind of attempting to snore, and he kind of moves his way and moves his way around the food, and he begins snoring silently. Well, not silently, but, you know, not too loudly.
Do I have any food in a pocket, like a snack for myself?
You probably do.
Can I leave it for him?
Sure.
It has to be better than a sandwich.
What would you leave him?
Let's see. What's light and quick? I had a small chicken sandwich on me.
Wow, that's some quality shit right there. Okay.
You gave away my chicken?
A slider?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That sandwich was so pitiful.
Desmond made that with love.
Wait, aren't you a slide? Nice. Kim Sliders.
I hate this.
I'm gonna take a bite of this consent first and leave the rest.
You take a bite of the sandwich and let the sandwich the bite taken out of it?
Yes.
You do realize that leaving chicken is my hallmark, right?
I mean, we both did this together. It's perfect.
But it counts as my extra XP.
She pins it to the desk with a knife.
All right, yes, I do that.
No.
A TikTok knife. Yes, I do that.
It has one of those tiny toothpicks with,
TikTok on it.
An olive on it, and it has like TikTok written into it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I don't do that.
On one of those little flags in the.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this merchandising is getting out of control.
It's perfect.
Where are we getting all these things now?
Don't worry about it.
Come on, Ogre's giving us all sorts of knickknack.
Indeed, he's got to craft something. All right, well, the two of you are able to procure this quite easily, and almost forgetting why we were here in the first place, we were here for the inventory list, and you find precisely what was mentioned. And Kim, seeing the inside of the area, you as well, Desmond, you guys are able to pretty easily tell where said things were kept. So, like I said, a lot of oil, a lot of glass, a lot of metal. It's basically all ready. So, like, the glass is made here, but the oil and metal is sent here, and all of it is to be combined on site. So you know that, and you can prove to the Sallys that, hey, look, they have this shit here. Don't ask where I got this from. But now you have proof of exactly what they have here. And that makes them very interested. Oh, yeah, you're able to get out. No problem, Desmond. You get out. No problem.
Do you also want to have some stress?
I mean, this is one mission. I still have other chances to get stress.
Alrighty, so in terms of actually taking this place, the Sally's going in and doing the thing. We might not need, an engagement roll depending on what you guys want to do. In terms of convincing them, I believe we have indeed fully succeeded in that, so they will indeed go in and do this. They're only going to burn what needs to be burned, but they're going to take all the goods, basically.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, unless you guys want to move in while they're setting things on fire and take some with you. They said, if y'all want...
Might.
Yeah, they said, if
Like,
y'all want...
We want to leave some evidence that, yeah, this was definitely the Sally's doing.
Unfortunately, they're kind of one of those deals where they're going to be like, oops, this building got set on fire. Everyone knows it's them. Like, just straight up, everyone's going to know it's them. And in this really convenient location where
They
nothing
already
is...
had their car, like, set up next door.
Yeah, basically, they're, like, announcing they're going to be doing it. And everyone near the car is praying, please on our building, please on our building. But they do indeed have the equipment to put out said fire. The problem with that is if they choose your building, your goods are forfeit. So you guys know they're going to take...
Do we want to, like, how far in are they going to start putting out the fire?
So effectively what they do is they set the shit on fire. They go ahead with their controlled burn. Like I said, you guys letting them know where the fire needs to be contained definitely will help. They'll try to get everybody out, which, they're going to definitely fight them on that a little bit. And while they're doing that, there's going to be Sally's going in and out, just taking shit like, oh, we got to make sure all your goods are okay. We don't want anything to explode. So they're definitely going to be doing that. And you guys know that they're going to take effectively all of it. The Lampblacks are going to take what they can on the way out. But effectively, in terms of loot that you guys are going to receive, it'll just be the turf if you want, and you want to sneak in too. Might be a little dangerous, but you very much can. You guys can take some of this and it'll be money in your pocket. Totally up to you.
Is there anything artistically valuable?
Artistically, no. This is a warehouse.
Like, what I'm thinking is, let's say we make the warehouse slightly more flammable than you would expect, so that it's not so much a controlled burn, but oh shit, this is actual fire. Chaos.
You want to basically like add to it to make it worse?
Like, they would have to spend more time there. The Lampblacks would have more time to gather around and start a scene.
I mean, it's a big warehouse, right?
Yeah, it's fairly large. And like I said, they're
and
good
if the entire thing burns to the ground, it means less cleanup for us.
That is true, but I'd prefer they get more stuff out. I think weird-ass chemicals in the ground would be, weird.
Yeah, that's true.
And also in terms of
you don't want to build an orphanage over a Leviathan oil-drenched ground.
Exactly.
That, and they'll try to keep cleanup as simple as they can. Obviously, the building getting nuked is going to make things a little more complicated, but that's,
We could wait, like, in the shadows, maybe with some, I don't know, a bomb to make sure it actually burns down if we're uncertain if it's going to happen all the way.
I mean, we have to time things right anyway, because we want the building to be good and on fire, and then we want to have the Lampblack show up as well.
Totally up to you. Like I said, they are professionals, the Sallys, that is. They have been doing this for a while, so they're going to keep it to a controlled burn as much as humanly possible. Unless you guys tell them otherwise. You guys can say, hey, go nuts.
No.
They'll go for that, so depends. Like, they're working with you, so unless you're doing this against their wishes.
No, I think I'll just tell them we want the building to burn down all the way. If they're that skilled, they should be able to handle that, right?
Yeah, like this is literally all they do.
Then yeah, I think if we're actually legitimately working with them and not just a tip off, then
I mean, I don't want to work with them.
Oh yeah, we wanted just a tip off, right?
The brigade is an actual shit organization.
Yeah, they definitely suck. So it fully depends how you guys want to run this. If you don't want to work with them at all and you want them to say, hey, it's a controlled burn, and you guys maybe firebomb it or something, it's gonna be a little difficult out in public.
Slightly less controlled.
Yeah, you guys can totally do that. Is that the route we're going?
I mean, we did promise that there would be a spectacle to this the sessions, didn't we? So let's say we put something in the thing that makes like the thing go up in a nice red orange fire.
Yeah, that works. I'm sure Ogre can program something timed based, right? Or I guess click based, hey, it's time to blow it up.
It doesn't even have to be explosive, like just incendiaries, like something that burns, period.
Yeah.
Like, get that around.
Considering a lot of it's already in the building and will be taken out while it's on fire, yeah, it's not going to be too difficult.
Yeah, Ogre got busy with your chemicals. That was a nice ghost fire.
As he does.
Wait, that's not a thing, right? Ghost fire.
I mean, if you're burning the ectoplasm, it's pretty ghostly fire, yeah, I'd say.
We got a nice.
Perfect, okay. We'll go ahead and jump to the fated day where we are burning down this building. And where are you guys positioning yourselves? How are we doing this? When are you planning to strike?
It needs to be optimal viewage. Because Ogre should be nearby to pop a charge if needed, right?
Right.
Do we trust Ogre to time this properly, Desmond?
You guys essentially just want...
He did a fine job last time, so yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Y'all just want Molotovs, right? Not anything like too crazy?
Yeah, just like a nice firebomb or something. Or
Okay.
Thermite.
All right, so we'll go ahead and start with the engagement roll. And to be clear, Desmond and Kim, how close are you guys to this site? So Ogre is definitely close, but are you guys chilling off to the side, or are you somewhere else?
Well, we know there's a bomb involved and
Indeed.
a lot of fire, so definitely not somewhere in the same alleyway.
I think if we're concerned about making the fire worse, we should be somewhere nearby, like not in the alley, but maybe a building over.
More than a building over, I would say.
So you guys are indeed close by.
Let's say down the road, basically.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and throw the engagement roll. Desmond, since you used your skill, that's a +1. I would say total, that'll, without really adding up too much, I'm trying to think of all the stuff we normally throw into this. I think about 4 dice sounds fair, plus and minus all the various debuffs and such.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to throw that out there.
I don't think there's anything else specific we can add to that, so and it's already success anyway.
Perfect. That means we start in a control position. Alrighty, so that things are exactly as we'd like them to be. At the appropriate time, Sally's kind of, as I mentioned, pull around the corner and there are various trucks and such, and you already see people looking out their windows like, oh shit, it's not my place, is it? You see a lot of folk that are kind of moving out of their way. They already kind of know better. People are kind of huffing and puffing of like, oh man, I gotta take my stand down. What the hell?
Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo.
Yeah, there's a guy just at the front just going, wee woo, wee woo.
Oh my god, I hate you.
And everyone's moving. It's great. And it's the same technology that Ogre wants to try for the train, except it's just a person. He's not dead yet. One day, this guy will be part of this engine. It's okay. He wants to be. He'll hit you guys up. Don't worry. That's some top tier technology. And they are a tier 2 group. So in terms of burning and how things are going to end up, I'm going to go ahead and roll that +1. So I'm going to give them 3 die. And this is essentially let us know in terms of fortune roll how things are going to play out for them while they're doing this. You already instantly see some arguments, and you see some of the lamp blacks not even letting them in the building. They're like, oh, we know why you're here. You better not. And you see some knives pulled, and they're like, stay back, buddy, stay back. And they're like, hey, we heard there's a fire here. And like, they're doing the usual shtick. And before they're able to react, a fire already breaks out, basically where you guys told them to, somewhere near the back where they're not defending. And they're pointing like, dude, your shit's on fire. Like, do you want it to burn down or what? And they're already kind of like, oh my god, no. So, perfect. A full success. Alrighty, that means our good Sallys are going to get done precisely what they want to get done. The lamp black up front with his knife is already kind of like, oh, he folds it back and just kind of covers his hand in his palm like, you have to be kidding me. The building's already catching on fire. You see a lot of the lamp blacks are like directing each other where to go. The ward kind of walks out like really tired, looking up like, shit, what's happening? Sandwich on his face. Not in a great position. You see people shouting. Shit's definitely going down. It's messy, but it's controlled as it needs to be. As much as they want it to be, at least. You see the salamanders are loading up their trucks of like, oh, all these goods have been destroyed or altered in some various way. And you see the Lampex trying to pull out what they can, just cursing and completely frustrated the whole way down. It is not a good time for them. And you guys want Ogre to help add to this a little bit?
Yes, if it's starting to not burn down fast enough.
We basically set the other side of the building on fire as well.
You can see that they're primarily focused on only one side of the building. So I'm going to go ahead and roll his finesse to chuck this bad boy. Do any of you wish to assist in any way? Or we're just going to leave him up to do this.
Well, I want to stress, so I'll assist him. I want to say, like, I don't know, a low window that was left open or something, so we could chuck it through there.
Okay.
Not sure how we would do that, man. I paid someone to leave the window open.
Yeah, I mean, you can say while you were scoping out the joint and doing your thing, maybe you left the window open. That's perfectly acceptable. All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll his finesse. So I'll give him 2 extra die because I'm going to go ahead and push. I want this to succeed. And we'll do risky standard because that's indeed where... Oh, no, not risky standard. Controlled standard. For obvious reasons. We're in a control position, my friend. Go! Yeah, okay.
Oh my god!
1 6 2 2 2 1. Hell yeah, got it.
That's definitely some ogre roll shit.
That's some good shit right there. All right, he just hooks this bad boy on in. It goes hurtling in the most perfect arc you've probably ever seen right into this window. Just absolutely nailed it. And with a shatter, more fire begins to spread, and some of the Sallys look a little confused, but they're like, "We planned this, right? Okay, definitely." Ogre has probably some form of a very, very burnable liquid that's going to add to this nonsense that he spent some time working on. I'll probably add one heat for that to make sure this is actually going to absolutely like get the shit done. And it is a mess. As you guys are watching from a distance, this is as controlled as is appropriate for your guys' standards. You can tell the Sallies are a little frustrated, and as they're kind of freaking out, the Lampblacks are like, this is planned, right? This is how you guys do shit normally? They're like, yeah, of course. And it's just a deal right now. It's a whole kit and caboodle. And after some time, the building is definitely more burned than anyone would appreciate. They've put out as much as they possibly can. The Lampblacks are incredibly angry, and all their shit is basically gone for all intents and purposes. They've taken what they can and loaded up various carts and took some back roads to go back to one of their main bases. How do y'all respond?
Success.
Desmond pulls out some marshmallows.
Excellent. There's still a few fires burning.
They're like mushroom marshmallows. Marshmallows,
yeah.
I'll have one.
Sure. Brought an entire bag. And a very long stick.
Yum.
Excellent. Alrighty,
All right,
and
well, do we need to meet up with the Red Slashes? It's pretty obvious it was mission well done.
you don't necessarily have to. Obviously, you'll meet up with your group in the future. Be like, hey, things are done. You can move your people in. The main question is, though, after all the burning and after this general situation, how do you guys plan on effectively making sure this is your building and the Lampblacks?
That had just occurred to me.
Yeah. How do you plan on?
Who's going to buy it?
Yeah, either someone's going to, snap it up. Someone else from the outside can snap this up, or the Lamplacks are just going to move on in and just reconstruct it. So how are you guys going to prevent that?
Could we buy it?
It's not necessarily on the market, but if you wanted to, you guys do know, since they are money hungry, you can throw some money to the Sallies to basically have them be like, oh no, this place is not radioactive, but this is a hazard zone. We got to make sure things are cordoned off. No one can come here except for you guys, wink. And they can kind of keep this whole building just stripped away from the rest of humanity while you guys move in and do your thing. And you guys are just the renovators. You're making sure everything is perfectly clean and under control. They can do that for you. It'll cost some money, but you can.
But there's no stopping them from taking it back after the fact.
I mean, the red says it's got to be our guard, so yeah.
Correct.
All right, so then we're paying off the salamanders and not the lampblacks?
Either works for me, honestly.
Either works.
I guess the salamanders would be cheaper, right?
Yes, they will be cheaper.
Yeah.
Sure, let's make the land toxic.
All right, excellent. Quote unquote. So, I will allow whichever one of you guys can do a group roll if you wish, but you'll basically need to convince them that the price is right. So, what I'll essentially say is, in terms of tiers, you'll roll what you'll roll, and in terms of how much you're going to pay them, it'll just go down the line. So a crit, you'll only have to pay them 1 coin, 6, 2, and then moving down 3, then 4 coin.
All right, what are we rolling?
Consort or Sway sounds pretty good. You guys can do a group roll if you wish. Up to you.
Sure. I think we do it.
Does that count as a crit?
Actually, did we have that ability that makes that a critical crit?
You would need to roll Sway, so the same stat she's rolling.
Wait, I'm leading, right?
Oh, you're leading?
I thought I was leading.
Then Kim, you need to roll Consort.
Oh, that's going to be a fail.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want Ogre to also join in that?
Sure, I don't mind the stress anyway.
Okay.
Actually, I say that.
I'm sorry, what?
Perfectly balanced. 1 and 6. Okay, that is indeed a 2 stress, but that is a full success, meaning I'll go ahead and pull it from the Twilight Triad group. That's only going to cost you 2 coin. And they basically say, yeah, sure, as long as we get to keep all the shit, you don't take anything. If there's anything left over, we're taking it. We'll probably have some people overseeing because, weird, the fire slightly got out of control. We swear that never happens. But yeah, if y'all want the building, we can definitely cordon it off for a while. So with this deal, you guys are able to throw some money their way, and they will basically keep the Lampblacks away for a reasonable amount of time. You don't know how long that will be, but it should be long enough for the Red Sashes to move in and help you guys out.
We're going to have to build this thing fast, aren't we?
Yes, but fortunately you have someone bankrolling
We
you.
have the resources.
Excellent.
We could also just make it a long-term project and throw money in it.
As one does.
Also, why is a
Exactly.
1-6 a failure?
Because it's disadvantage.
Yeah, take the lower roll. He has 0 in Consort. It's Ogre.
Oh, okay.
I do wish it said somewhere how many dice you were rolling, but yeah, it's fine. Alrighty, and with that, essentially everything's set up. I'll go ahead and throw this bad boy here. I'll put it right here. And now we officially have an orphanage squatted right there.
Would indeed have been a critical success if it wasn't a sway roll.
Yes, yeah, because you both succeeded.
Sorry.
all
You have
good.
synchronized. That's fine. I wanted the stress, honestly.
Alrighty, and now eventually we'll have lookouts. So +1 survey or hunt while we're on our turf in this area. Alrighty, so having mostly resolved that. We know it's going to indeed take some time to get this put together. The Red Sashes are very happy with this. They're already setting people up. They've kind of introduced you guys to the primary teacher and then the various lookouts. Once again, it's not because they don't trust you. They just want to make sure your style is what they're okay with, effectively.
Like when it says on turf, does it mean all your turf? Because tavern says on site, which is the building itself, I assume.
Probably any turf, because this is basically giving you lookouts. I would say they're stationed here, but
we have a bunch of children working for us.
Yeah, effectively, you can ask them like, "Hey, have y'all seen X, Y, or Z?" And they can be like, "Yeah, we've seen, what have you, etc."
They got to earn their keep somehow, right?
Wow.
I mean, they're part of our orphanage. They get free rides on the train.
That too.
That's a good
they
price.
Go around. Exactly.
So there's definitely 100% some pushback on this. You guys have run into a few days where you've seen the Lampblacks trying to sneak in, and the Sallies are getting kind of annoyed having to actually like push them out. Like, hey, yeah, there's actual some nonsense in there. Trust us, it's better for you. And they don't buy it, but you guys paid them pretty well, so they're doing their best. Also, you guys did technically pay them all the shit they took out, so that's a lot of money.
Yeah, we can also easily get ourselves like some hazard suits and have ogre finagle like a Geiger counter-esque thing. So it looks legit when we go in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You guys are really good at disguising yourselves as other people in other professions, as we've seen in the past. So in that sense, y'all nailed it. You're set and good and gravy. Looking back...
And one day, suddenly, there's a bunch of children in there.
Indeed. So this general feat was probably over a fair few days, and will definitely take some more days in order to finish, of course. But they're slowly building up your orphanage, and with the deal that you made with the Red Boys, they'll get that all set up for you. And realistically, unless there's anything small you guys wanted to poke, we can move to various downtimes to get that cleaned up.
Have I confronted Mary yet?
One-on-one, no, but you've gotten your people got her people to piss off.
Was I planning to?
I don't know. Were you?
I don't remember.
You had a long-term project to get her people to basically to solidify your guys' reputation as positive, and you guys already succeeded in that. And this is only adding to it. So,
all right, I'm not willing to face her quite yet because I'm pretty sure I'll stab her.
Fair enough.
Smearing me like that, bitch.
I mean, she angry, so
she could have talked to me first. We used to be friends.
Nah, that sounds like an adult thing to do.
You did stab her in the back.
More fun to talk shit.
No comment. Yeah, I just really wanted the orphanage today.
All right, perfect.
Did we want to pick up some more trains?
That's a long-term project.
Carriages?
I'm already working on it, yeah. Like the one thing we do still need to do is, you know that other group? The retired military? What are they called again?
The Lost?
The Lost, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like I still want to get them to join our organization, basically.
They're working very closely with you guys, so yeah. they're down, yeah.
Like I would definitely have like told them about our orphanage plan and say like, you guys have skills. Like, do you want to be teachers and protect the kids while you're at it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
They might not be willing to like fully strip their titles and such and their general hierarchy.
I mean,
but
they can keep their place in organization. It's just like, you become part of us.
They're definitely down with that. Currently, they're relatively small. They're stronghold, tier 1, so they're kind of doing their thing. And I have them at 2 with you guys. 3 would be allies. I'll probably pop them up to that while they're getting closer and closer to you guys, because this act of kindness and you guys kind of spreading out and doing this will very, very, very much help. So they're super down. And in terms of rep, we'll go ahead and throw 2 on there. And then in terms of money, we didn't necessarily make anything. Heat, we'll add 2 just for standard exposure. And then before experience, because I keep forgetting, we'll roll entanglements. Okay, we got 2 gang trouble and questioning. Gang trouble is one of your gangs or cohorts causes trouble due to their flaws. You lose rep equal to your tier +1. Make an example of one of your gang members or face reprisals from the wronged party. The other would be the Bluecoats grab an NPC member of your crew or one of your crew's contacts to question them about crimes. So you can pay off the Bluecoats with 2 coin. You can make a fortune roll and gain heat. The losing rep would be no bueno because we're currently trying to max that out. So that's not great.
Shall we pay them off?
Yeah.
While we're throwing money around, might as well.
I'll go ahead and do that in the vault. So
I'm going to get back a bunch of money anyway, so.
Unsurprisingly, Bluecoats putting their noses where they don't belong. They probably run into a few of our kind folk just doing their jobs. And they're like, hey, take this kid out of here. You're bothering me, kid. Alrighty, in terms of a crew experience, did we execute successful espionage, sabotage, or thief? We did multiple of those things,
yes.
So we'll do 2, which will indeed level the crew, contend with challenges above your current station. It was the same station, so we'll just put that as nothing. The bolster reputation, yeah. Did we express goals? Yeah. So we'll add experience there. And as a reminder, did I write down what happens when we level? We get money.
I think we just get 2 abilities, right?
Multiple
And
things.
money?
Yeah, so you get 1 ability, 2 upgrades, 1 ability or 2 upgrades, and each of you individually get money.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, so do you guys know which upgrades or abilities you'd like?
No, we haven't checked in a while, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was one that we were looking at, but I think we got all the ones we wanted.
The last one we got was Patron, which
Yes.
we've got now, I believe.
We do have that one.
I feel like there was something I was looking at, but I don't remember what it was now.
All right, so this is slightly awkward because the money you get goes to your stash. So at the end of the mission, we all gain 2 stash, so go ahead and add that.
My stash is full.
Yeah. And then you get +1 stash +2 per tier as a bonus. So you get 5 more stash, which of course is probably going to put you past. So realistically, Desmond, I would just put 2 coin in your pockets. That's probably the best thing you can do. And I'll just max out ogres. And then
I'm going to spend another 2 to turn it into a coin anyway.
Kim, basically same for you. You would gain 5 stash specifically, not coin. So that would go into your stash. And unfortunately, realistically, you can kind of fill it up and then put, take 1 out for coin. So it's not technically wasting half a coin. Up to you.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm getting 5 from the level up.
Yes, but you can only get 4. So as to not waste 1, I would take 1 out of your stash and add 1 coin, not 2, because it's stash specifically. So you need to trade 2 for 1.
Does it say when and where you can turn your stash into coin?
Anytime, yeah. Basically, you're liquidating assets.
Yeah, I mean in that case, you can just take all of it out of your stash and then fill it up again, so you don't lose your singular coin.
Realistically,
it is, but
yeah,
Can I
realistically,
just put it in the clan stash?
yes, you can do that if you want. So you can tell me how much you want to put there, and I'll go ahead and do so.
only your coins though, not your stashed coins.
All right, I'm good.
And then if we're not sure which ability we want, that's perfectly fine. We have a pretty good amount of cohorts and such, so we don't really need to mess with that. And I'll heal our rovers, and I'm going to increase Daphnia, her reputation with you guys a little bit, because you haven't gotten damage in a while.
We could get some quality tools, so we get an additional. Wait, what is it doing again?
Quality brings the effect up. So if you were lockpicking and it's on par with you, it'd be standard. But if you have quality lockpicks, it's automatically great.
Yeah, we could do that since we already have really good
That's
rolls.
an
Anyway.
ability or upgrade?
It's an upgrade, so we can get 2 of them, and they're separated. So we could do quality weapons, which would make your knives, I believe, fine.
Sure, that works.
There's a few categories, so it depends what you want to do.
Yeah, quality weapons, tools, subterfuge, gear, documents, and arcane implementations.
Or we could get a workshop for Ogre.
Speaking of Ogre, I'll go ahead and give him experience. And then
I
Kim.
really wish I could see what that does, actually.
Yeah, can you see what it does, Hub?
Well, what does? Workshop?
The workshop.
It falls right below my monitor and I can't change it.
Your lair has a workshop appointed with tools for tinkering and alchemy, as well as a small library of books, documents, and maps. You may accomplish long-term projects with these assets without leaving your lair. So technically, we already have one of those. We just didn't really play into it too much. As I mentioned before, there's a lot more limitations in this game, so you're supposed to have these things. I think normally Ogre would have needed to spend a downtime to gain access to a workshop and then do it. So basically, it would have slowed him down in terms of his downtime activities. But we effectively already have one, so that's fine.
I mean, realistically, that was one of our first downtime activities, I think.
And then in terms of experience for you, Cam, the first one, did we address a challenge with deception or influence?
Yes.
All right. Beliefs
Yes.
and recklessness.
Can I count the concept of an orphanage being reckless?
What?
I mean, building an orphanage in Duskwall, maybe.
Oh, okay. The area is reckless. The place I picked is reckless. Does that count?
Yeah, the area and the plan was reckless. Yeah. You said the concept of orphanage. What? Yes. Go and add 4 total.
I just mean
How dare you care about children?
it's just it's a lot of assets that we're putting into this thing because we're gonna have to legitimately take care of them.
Yeah, very much so.
I mean, yes, but Desmond already took care of that. He's not doing it out of his free spirit or happiness or whatever. He is actually planning on making a profit off of this orphanage.
That's fair.
Alrighty. And then, speaking of Desmond, did you address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
Hope so.
Me
Did I
too.
do it twice?
I would say yeah. Did you express your beliefs?
Yeah.
All right. And did you struggle with being paranoid or hunted?
Yeah.
So that should be a total of 5 for you.
Still not sure how haunted would make me act. Like, would I just run away from ghosts or something? No.
That, or you can struggle in a roleplay-esque way. Whether you're speaking with someone and then something happens, or there's an opportunity and you snub the opportunity intentionally because your character falters for a second, that would be impacting.
I think the way I wanted to do it is that next time basically we come across a spirit or a ghost, I want to try making a contract with it out of pure obsession.
I mean, that could very much do it. And as mentioned before, as a reminder, Kim, we're no longer at war, so you have your 2 base downtime activities plus your guys' floaters. I'll roll for scavenging, and I'll roll for eggs. Alrighty, and in terms of downtime, what are we poking? Probably, you don't need to de-stress at all, Kim.
No, but he's gonna get
Which means I get
stress.
1.
Not
I
bad.
accept.
Yeah, I assume you're de-stressing with the Ogs, Mr. Desmond?
Yep.
Alrighty. Where shall we go?
He wanted to go to a chicken fighting ring.
Sounds like a plan. Perfect. No stress for me, baby.
That should be enough for everything.
Indeed. Such a good ability. Alrighty, in terms of extra downtime activities for him, I have no idea. So I'll just put 1 into leveling, I guess. Alright, Kim, you have your 2 and then a floater. You know what you want to do?
All my long-term projects are gone, right?
Yeah, you complete everything. Oh, you still need to technically heal. You have a cold soul if you want to do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what do I roll again?
I roll for you. I roll Daphnia. I roll 3 dice. And if you want to pay 1 gold, that will finish you off.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I roll train prowess twice,
Sure thing.
and I have 4 bips and everything.
Excellent. You min-maxing piece of garbage.
All right,
I'm kidding.
I have too much gold on me. Do I want to do anything else? Can I assist the train cart long-term project?
I don't see why not.
You could also start a long-term project, get the orphanage working.
You mean like with teachers and assets and stuff?
Yeah, and rebuilding it. Because currently it is a smoldering wasteland.
A lot of that is us getting the people that we've... Because all the folk that you spoke with Roland want to kind of get jobs. Hey, guess what? There's a job opening now to help rebuild this building. How convenient.
But I need actual teachers too if I want to teach. So should I do a long-term project for teachers?
If you actually want teachers,
Yeah,
yes.
I did. I wanted this to be legitimate. I want to raise these kids. Yes, you can go into crime later, but for now I'm giving you options.
Sure thing.
Ooh. What was her name? The silver nails lady?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah, I could do that. That's my into the silver nails.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll your sway for that. All right, how much money do you want to dump into this bad boy?
My gold is seriously maxed out, so
Do another, wouldn't hurt.
I'll do another
kinda
2
weird.
rolls.
Some of these quality tool things don't say what they give quality to.
Which one specifically are you looking at? Holy shit, did you really fail 2 4 rolls?
Apparently.
Good thing it didn't matter.
The odds are ever against you. And like, we're definitely doing weapons. But like,
Yeah, definitely
is-
weapons.
and tools says Tinker Tools, okay, fine, but what does subterfuge supplies all include?
I was thinking documents because you handle a lot of documents.
But the thing is, normally it says which document specifically it means with that.
If it didn't specify, I took it all documents that we handle.
Because
Any-
then it's just documents as well as fine cover identity as well as blueprints.
Yeah, so realistically, as with most games like this, it's up to me to decide that, which is fairly straightforward. So you can just ask, and I'll let you know. So in terms of documents, if you were forging something, that means by default, if I were to tell you this is really hard to forge, so the outcome will be limited. If you have this, instead it will be standard, and if you push it, it automatically goes to great. So same thing with subterfuge supplies. If you need to, it's gonna be really hard to break into here with a disguise, and it's limited, it automatically goes up to standard. So anything with a disguise, grappling hook, cloak of shadows, anything like that jumps up in tier.
On which one would burglary gear fall?
Subterfuge.
And that's the weapons. So subterfuge or documents. Either of those work. Like, I'm not sure how often I am actually forging documents.
I would say
to breaking into a building.
Yeah, I would say do weapons and subterfuge because Desmond, you're already really good at documents, and very rarely will I have to lower the effect of that because you're so good at it.
All right, that works for me.
That means you now have fine knives.
Indeed. So you need to remind me, Kim, if you ever attack somebody and I lower the effect due to their armor or them being really strong, just remind me you have fine knives.
I will do my best.
In fact, in your loadout, if you're able to get fine knives, you can delete your a blade or 2 and grab fine knives. So I'm pretty sure you or your sister have them. You have fine pistols.
All right. Wait, which one am I able to change then? Find tinkering tools? Is that a thing?
Yes, there should be. And if it's not, you can make a custom item that basically says that. Because there is general tinkering tools. I don't believe they coded everything in, but there are indeed many fine items in here. And you can take it from any class. It doesn't matter because it's still the same item.
Would fine hand weapon work?
Yes, fine hand weapon works fine. We know that's a knife. It's literally there just to remind you that, hey, I have this thing. So for example, fine disguise kit would be better than your disguise kit, which you currently have. Jesus. Is it double fine? Extra fine? So I would just remove a blade or two and keep a fine hand weapon. A finely crafted melee weapon of your choice.
Okay.
Alrighty, and in terms of downtime for you, Desmond, did you want to poke the train cards more?
Yes, and I also want to reduce
Heat, yes.
heat.
Go ahead and do that.
That's kind of important.
It's at 4, so yeah, we want to get extra money from that.
I do the talking.
Beautiful.
I succeed in the talking.
We don't have time for heat. All right, tier roll minus heat, which is 0. Go. I'm sorry. I tried.
How dare you? I mean, it's still 2 gold.
It's still 2 gold, yeah. Oh, Lord.
I would like to help with the train cards too.
Sure.
Am I still rolling sway?
That would make sense, yep. There it is.
Now, the real question is, can I use my ability on other people's long-term project roles?
Does it add dice specifically? Because if it does, she already succeeded.
No, it adds a tier of effect. So this success would become a critical success, I'm pretty sure. You may expend your armor to protect a teammate, to push yourself when you gather information or work on a long-term project. No, it's to push yourself when you work on a long-term project, so it's just an extra dice.
So you can, okay, so it's weird. You can push for effect, but with long-term project, there is no effect. There's just the outcome of the die, if that makes any sense. So it's technically a different thing. So she would need to roll another 6. So realistically, if you give her an extra die, she might roll an extra 6. That would indeed bring it up to a crit.
Nah, I'll just use it on myself then.
Okay, that works.
How far along are we anyway?
You just need 2 more, so you just need a mixed success. A
Let's
4
see how
or
far
5.
I get before I use it then.
Nailed it. Alrighty.
That means I still have it left.
And with that, the two of you are able to schmooze around enough in order to get your hands on various train carts that are somewhat in disrepair, but we're really close to tearing up, and we can use all that money to get these train carts to be nice and snazzy. We're talking to the right people to get them furnished and get things set up, and Ogre's helping to tinker and such and all that good stuff. In terms of upgrades, we've had a workshop, so I'm just going to add it just because we've used it so many times.
I want to say that Kim would have definitely noticed that Desmond has been walking around in a slightly puffier suit lately.
Like a peacock, he's puffing himself up.
Yes.
Looking good.
It's not so much the fact that like he looks fat, but it's more like the suit looks more rigid.
What are you hiding under there?
Try to stab me.
I will.
He dies. Damn. Your knives are so fine.
You hit my armor, it does nothing.
Ooh, fancy.
Yes, heavy though.
I mean, better safe than sorry, right?
Yes. I ended up grabbing the mule feat, which allows me to carry even more weight without being heavy.
It's actually hilarious.
I have like 7 weight on me total now, and I'm still light.
Yeah, because you have the bandolier from the group in general, and then you also have mule.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I love that.
Realistically, I could even carry Ogre's gun without it being encumbering.
Indeed.
I could literally hide it.
The only downside to it is it's obvious, but it doesn't weigh down. Alrighty, in that sense, are we going to poke any more down times, or are we set?
I'm good.
I mean, I could do another roll for teachers, I guess.
You can if you want, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still have like 3 gold I need to work through. I need to
Indeed.
do something with this coin.
Yeah, so you can toss it into the bank, or you can spend it. Up to you. There's a 6 slots, I think, open in our crew. Yeah, 6.
Like, I'm definitely spending 1 on teacher rolls.
Yeah, go for it. We'll talk to the right people. Okay, I mean, you're too short. You might as well finish it at this point.
Okay.
It's asking.
I also need to add 1 for the thingy, my ability. So I'm going to add 1 for the ability.
Beautiful. Alrighty, let me
That's 2 gold down.
go on over to...
Now I have another gold left, but I'm just going to throw that in the stash. The crew stash.
Yeah. All right, renaming it to the orphanage. Notes. I'll put teachers hired. Associated class. Yes. Alrighty. So the orphanage has got some juice behind it now. We've spoken with the correct people, and using our extra connections with Mr. Roland Watt, we are able to find 1 or 2 folk that needed a job and wish to actually help. Obviously, we'll need to spruce the place up a bit in order to draw more attention, but things are starting to look good for us. And then next week, I do believe we'll have our train.
We have training prowess, right?
Yes, we have training and everything except for insight.
Okay, that makes sense. Gonna use 3 of my XP for that and get it to max. Well, get rec up to 3, I mean.
Excellent.
The rest I'm going to, I don't know. I guess just throw it in resolve. And that should be everything.
Perfect. And with that, we can go ahead and put a pin on the Twilight Triad. Until next week, the train is primed and ready. And sometime in the future, we'll have a Lich train. Not just now. I'm excited for it. Until then.